I want to go to CBS News senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe, who joins us now from West Palm Beach, Florida. Ed, what are we hearing from the White House?
Lindsay, the president has left his Wilmington, Delaware home and is now en route to Camp David. Before he took off from Wilmington, Delaware to Camp David, he spoke with reporters briefly. We should play what he had to say.
I've contacted every agency in the federal government as well as the state. They're all coordinating to get to the bare facts. We know what the facts are.
Can you say if it was a foreigner or if he was a domestic?
I'm not going to say anything until I get all the facts in front of me.
Has the suspect been identified?
Again, I'm not going to comment till I speak to the group later. I've spoken to every member of the agency, from the CIA to our national security team, to our FBI, NSC, and we're gathering all the. And I spent a lot of time with the government, with the mayor.
What was your reaction when you heard what happened?
Well, the reaction was one of anger and frustration. Thank you.
The president also told those reporters he would likely speak later today, so that means he'll speak from Camp David. That he is speaking out on this at all, especially on a holiday, is a signal of how serious this situation is being treated by his administration as it works with Louisiana and New Orleans officials to sort out what exactly happened. We also heard very early this morning, Lindsay, when the mayor first spoke to local reporters in New Orleans, that she'd already been in touch with the White House. That was Homeland Security officials in touch with her. The president has spoken with the mayor of New Orleans, and as you heard him say there, he's directed all agencies, the fact that he says the CIA as well as Homeland Security, to be involved in this, which signals that they are investigating whether or not this was indeed some kind of international terrorist-related incident, or someone perhaps who was inspired by other attacks like this, like the Christmas market attack in Germany a few weeks ago. So he's at Camp David. We'll likely hear from him again later. Here in West Palm Beach, where President-elect Trump, of course, lives and is working on his transition before moving back up to Washington. He's at his golf course right now, but a little while ago had issued a statement through his Truth Social platform saying, in part, our hearts are with all of the innocent victims and their loved ones, including the brave officers of the New Orleans Police Department. The Trump administration will fully support the city of New Orleans as they investigate and recover from this act of pure evil. But what you also see there at the top of that message is him essentially saying, I told you so, talking about how criminals have been coming into the country and inferring that this may be somebody who has come from outside the United States to commit this act. We don't know that yet. And we also don't know, Lindsay, whether perhaps he has already been briefed on information suggesting that the suspect is from outside the United States, a foreign national of some kind. So notable that he's once again putting out this kind of information when we don't know whether or not the suspect is indeed either American, a foreigner, influenced by a foreign entity, a lone wolf, any of that. But almost instantly putting out that kind of a statement. And it's a reminder, I suppose, of the contrast between the current and incoming president. Speaker Mike Johnson, who is from Louisiana, northern parts of Louisiana, is also set to be here in West Palm Beach today, he says, for strategy meetings with the president-elect as he prepares to get reelected speaker, at least he hopes so, on Friday. He put out a statement a little while ago saying the vicious attack on innocent people celebrating the New Year in New Orleans early this morning was an act of pure evil, and justice must be swift for anyone who was involved. Please join us in praying for the victims, their families, and the first responders and investigators on the scene. One of his lieutenants in the House Republican leadership is, of course, Steve Scalise, who is from Metro New Orleans. He, too, calling for prayers and monitoring the situation. So you better believe that this one will get close observation from senior lawmakers, given the two of them are in Republican leadership in the House. But, Lindsay, the other thing we're trying to sort out from here, and there are indications this is happening, as it has been for several weeks, is whether the Trump transition team dealing with national security and homeland security issues is in fact being briefed or being kept up to speed in tandem with the National Security Council, the Homeland Security team up in Washington, as part of the agreement to make sure that the incoming and the outgoing administrations would be working together in tandem on these kinds of things. This is perhaps no greater exercise for the outgoing and the incoming to be working together and be aware of the situation, even though ultimately it'll be up to the Biden administration in these closing days of that administration to figure out what exactly to do in response if there needs to be one.
Ed O'Keefe, thank you so much. I'm sure we'll be talking to you throughout the afternoon.
Okay. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Rebuttal Man. Thank y'all for stopping in. Make sure you hit that follow button or that subscribe button depending on where you seeing this video at. Uh, man, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. Hell of a way to start off the new year, man. And then New Orleans. In New Orleans, man. What's going on? Was this a terrorist attack? Or was this just a domestic American citizen down on his luck and just wanted to go out with a bang? Wanted to, do something crazy on his way out. Who knows, man? We gotta wait for more information to come out. I did hear, I guess it wasn't on that news briefing, but I did hear they found weapons and trash cans and bombs and stuff. I don't know if that's fake news or not, but I did hear that. So, and then yeah, I saw like the mayor, maybe that was the mayor of New Orleans, but some black lady was saying that this was an act of terrorism. And then I see people on social media saying they're trying to take it back, like, oh, it might not be terrorism and this and that. And you see Trump, but Trump petty level is at, man, all time high. He like, I told y'all, that's why we need control with the border. There's gonna be more to come. This shit out of hand, and they they mad at Trump for saying that. Man, Trump not playing with y'all. Trump is not playing with y'all. But I don't know, man. This is very tragic. This is very tragic. I hate it for those innocent families, man, and just everybody that got affected by it. People that's traumatized from seeing it happen, the people that passed, the people that got injured, man. Like, this is crazy. For me, that's why I stay inside, man. You gonna have to catch me on a random day, cause I do not like going to holiday themed big events anymore because I feel like that's like breeding grounds for mass shootings or some type of attack. That's just how I feel. I just been paranoid like that lately. Since COVID, I just been feeling like, I don't know, man. It's getting iffy out here. You better off just watching it online or something. But man, I hate this happening. As more news come out, the more I'll report on this. But what do y'all think? Do y'all got family members that was there? Did you go? Were you about to go but changed your mind? Have you been before but you just didn't go this year? It's crazy. Me and my family was just in New Orleans about a week or so ago doing the Polar Express. So man, this is like, man, it's kind of hit home, and you usually think about things happening like this, like up north, like in New York or something, not in like the South, but it can happen anywhere, anytime, man. Gotta be careful, gotta be vigilant. But who could plan for this? Who could prepare for this? Who would think somebody would just take a truck and drive through a crowd? That's insane. That's insane, man. Let me know what y'all think. Have y'all heard anything? Do y'all think it was a terrorist attack? Or do you think it was just an American citizen wilding out? Let me know, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll be back on the next one.